Greetings, folks. What's happening? Yeah. So I'm releasing a new song tonight. Yet another song called A Candle in the Sun. This song was inspired by a book by Neil Donald Walsh called Conversations with God. As an atheist, it was very interesting to read this book. It was recommended by my very good friend, someone I won't mention. But it was really interesting, and there were some themes in it that I enjoyed. I had this moment of connection with the book when it talked about unity, and it sort of synced up with my view of reality and why we're here and how we're here. And it's this idea of connecting in to the universe and making that connection. It's this thing that Friedrich Nietzsche talks about, which is this organizing principle that as human beings we need context to actually understand the world, that really we understand the world through stories. People always talk about how we have stories running, but I prefer to think of it as context. Without context, you can't really navigate the world if you don't have a narrative and an understanding as to where things are and where you are. I know this is getting a bit maybe esoteric or a bit abstract or something, but I think it's how the brain works, and I think it's how we work as humans. So religion is one of those narratives. It's one of those stories. It's one of those guiding principles that gives people context. Without religion, and I don't believe in God, and I don't believe in religious dogmas, really. And that religious story, I don't find it convincing. The Christian story and really any of them, I don't find them that compelling. But the story I do find compelling actually is the story of nature and of science, but mostly nature. Science being the study of nature. That we are part of the universe, and that is that overarching narrative that I find gives me a sense of place in the world and an understanding as to why I'm here. And I actually find it extremely exciting. I think people who are religious think that atheists just don't believe in anything, or they just believe blindly in science, and that we can't have ethics because we don't have a belief about how the world works. So we should just be killing people and raping people and harming people because there's no overseer. There are no rules. But I think nature does have its own rules, has it? And as humans, we live within those norms. So I know this is kind of rambling story, and it's mostly because I just woke up from a nap and wanted to tell you about this single launch that's happening. And so anyway, I'll tell you more about how my brain works and how I think your brain works and how I think all human brains work and how we can make them work better. But this song, A Candle in the Sun, really is about unity and tapping into that beautiful spark of life that is inside of you and allowing it to radiate into the world. And I think when we're doing that, the world becomes a better place. Don't forget to hold your chin while you're talking. Okay, see you tonight, 7 p.m. There'll be a YouTube link. You can join us then. Okay, big love. Bye.